A lot of shows on, and this is the music rehearsal basically. So if you're good at the drums or next to the dancers, musicians, drummers. So again, this is the band room. So most evenings we'd have different bands come in, different times. They book in the space, and it allows them to practice.
My son is my
You want to take a selfie before you leave?
Yeah, take a selfie.
Yeah, of course. Where are you going? I hear Lydia's gone.
Yeah, these are all the young people that are on the youth guarantee. No, seats out there, yeah.
To hear some feedback on what already done. We will be open to just so people can come in and say I have met some of you before actually. I'm the training and development officer here. And supporting both volunteers and staff working with young people from 10 to 24 years of age. So I've been involved in a very small way in the youth guarantee scheme in the last few months. And some of the young people here, all of the young people here have been involved in the youth guarantee scheme, some of whom have already made a video which you have seen. I was there in the Dublin Chamber of Commerce recently. So I suppose as a way of starting, I've been asked to just encourage you to give feedback to our guests today. So I know all the young people here have been gone through the process in some ways, whether it's through guidance with the job centre, or you've been directed through doing a course of return to education. Some of you have even gained employment. So it would be really important, I think, to give your feedback, positive or negative or constructive feedback. I think this is what we're looking for today. Is that right? Okay, so first of all, has everybody here gone through the job centre for career guidance? Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't like to lead the whole process. Perhaps you have your own questions to ask, but I can just encourage and prompt young people to give you some.
I see somebody here who was on the video, and you were talking about computers, if I remember on the video. So, would you like to tell us what happened next?
I went to the job centre and I got career guidance with project managers starting course hopefully at the end of June. And I tried to gain something from this to show that we can answer that.
Well, I'm the European Commissioner who is at least partly behind the initiative on the youth guarantee, and we really want that in Brussels how it is working in places like this. And I congratulated the Minister and all colleagues who helped this launching, but of course for us it's important that you're satisfied with the experience. You understand that this centre gives you a better chance on the labour market. So the question is really what ideas or plans you have as the next step, how you think this support improves your opportunities.
I do boxing. I'm a professional boxer. I do it a few years. I told John, I'm not going to go through that whole process, but I found it hard in Ballymun to get somewhere. Basically, like I'm trying to get my own thing off the ground because I have so many students. I have 20 plus students in the age bracket who need help. But I bring them down, try and give them a different environment, give them a positive environment, something positive to look forward to. But I train in the back lane. I train in the back of my house. I can't train in here. I don't train here. I couldn't get jobs bridge. I tried to get a jobs bridge here, and it was because of what I said. I spoke about the shopping centre going to Ballymun. And I said, that's going to affect the young people in Ballymun in 3 years' time, we pumping money out of the economy. It's because I have a strong head on my shoulders and I shook the under the tongue. And I work alongside Paul. Paul helped me out. Paul got me on the UCD innovation, and that's my way I'm going to get back through the youth guarantee. So I took something good from the youth guarantee. I got the UCD innovation, and I think the UCD innovation is going to help the young people who I work with as well. Because if knowledge is no good, skills, knowledge, and attitude is no good to you unless you pass that on to others. It's no good in here whatsoever to you. So I'm going to bring it on to them. I'm going to say I'm not doing UCD. I couldn't read or write 2 years ago. I'm doing level 7 now. And bring them down to it and then say, do you know what, we probably don't need the service around here. It's all about getting up and just doing it. Be the change you wish to see in the world. I just don't rely on others. I'm not here to criticise anybody or anything. I don't want to criticise people. But a jobs needs analysis, a train needs analysis. And that's what I think, that's what way I go on. I'm more of a realist person. And I like to sidetrack all the mad stuff and just go for my goals. I see my goal in front of me and I just want to grab it with all hands on, so I'm just going to be the change I wish to see in the world. And since I closed all doors, I didn't close doors, I just says I'm going to do my own thing now. And sidetrack all this mad stuff, all these meetings about meetings and all these people wanting to know. I says I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to do it on my own. I'm going to be my own boss, I'm going to take control, and I'm going to prove to others. So now I have a lad fighting for Nourish Good in 4 weeks, So and no one's stopping me there, I'm steaming ahead. I'm getting the education in UCD, so I'm happy.
So perhaps, someone to invite.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Sorry to remember the bribe with the cupcakes.
Minister Burton, nice to meet you, and Mr. Commissioner as well. So my journey started kind of when I went to college and that. I did a law degree and finished up with that, and I kind of was just lost then for a while as to what to do. There's jobs in law, but there wasn't the jobs that I kind of needed. There's a lot of legal secretary positions and that kind of stuff. But my kind of stuff was like a stepping stone to becoming a solicitor. Like I needed experience, I needed a kind of internship or something like that to get me on the route. And I applied for 50, 60 jobs, got 1 call back, 1 interview, and no call back from the interview. I went up to the work centre through the youth guarantee scheme and met with Sandra Heffernan. And in 2 weeks of working with Sandra, I had an internship, a 10-month internship with a criminal law firm in town. And she just changed around my whole CV. CV was 5 pages of waffle and essays, and changed it around into just a bullet point, two-page essay.
How long are you now?
I only started Monday.
Oh, great.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah, that's good.
And so I started on Monday there, and it's given me like the actual chance to go ahead and do what I want to do. So have this internship now for 10 months, and then I'm going to do me Black Halls or King's Inns, whichever route that I want to go. But like the youth guarantee scheme has been fantastic for me, especially the people in the work centre. Like I found it so easy. You just call in, everybody's so friendly. Straight away bring you into meetings. They'll ring you up whenever they need something, or if they need you to call up or drop in. They're so helpful in there. I would say that I did have a little bit of problem through the Intrio office. I don't know if things work as smoothly over there. Like there is some brilliant people working there, and I've got everything sorted now in the end. But there were like 1 or 2 kind of calls that had to be made from Sandra and from people in the work centre just to help me out there. I don't know if they're singing off the same hymn sheets a lot of the time, and I don't mean to be frank or blunt about it, like, but just the experience that I have myself is that it doesn't run as smoothly over there as how the people in the work centre that I've dealt with have run everything so smoothly up to the point. Like I was struggling for months there to try and get something, and within 2 weeks I'm on an internship and my career started now. I'm on the ladder, and my entire goal is to go through the criminal law sector and one day own my own firm, and that can happen now because of the youth guarantee scheme and because of people like Sandra.
Similar enough story. I did a course in barbering. 6 weeks, just the basics. From then, I was on my own, trying to get a job, going calling into every barbershop in town, just asking for work experience. Every job that's advertised is 2 years minimum experience, and I had none. So it's not about getting the job, it's about getting the experience, the confidence, the skills that you need. So I was back and forth from the job centre not too long with them. When YGS started, the intensity or frequency of the meetings was moving, and you had a bit more confidence because you kind of had it low, struggling and not getting anywhere. So the girls, Lisa in particular and Sandra, were able to put me on to employers, and I managed to, I'm in about 3 weeks now working in the shop in Artane, and it's going really well, so hopefully I'll start an internship with them, and that's the same as Robert said, and on the ladder then it's just foot in the door, and just going to keep building from there. I was on firm along with a shop and see how it goes.
I think ever since the guarantees came, I wanted to have a media group for 10 to 15 year olds to be a positive influence on them, to get up and do their own thing, to get a job instead. You have to need experience. So they can say, well, if you need an ad, I can make you an ad. So it's a win-win for them. They get a job, and the other people get what they want because they want the customers. And I've been literally hounding Christina for one to actually get it. At the start, I think I wasn't on plan doing it. I think it was like, no, it's just an idea that won't get anywhere. But since the guarantees came, I've really been able to actually push myself to get there, which is great because I think kids need a positive, more positive influence to get out there themselves and learn that new skills. Okay, go.
Come on, one more. Yeah, well, I finished school 3 years ago, and I didn't believe in fear to the past. Everything's gone wrong, and I wanted to take kind of a year out, just to, if I could find a job or maybe work experience, something just to see kind of, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I ended up going on the labour, and I think, in my opinion, it was the worst thing that I did do, because when I was on it, they were saying like, oh, come up, get your meetings, get your interviews, like, because I was on job seekers, so I was going up and getting meetings and giving in interviews and stuff like that, and getting sent for different meetings with other people that weren't employed and stuff. I didn't get anything out of that. But when I started going to the job centre, they were saying, we can try get you into Foster or get you into like a youth reach or something to see, because there was different sorts like catering, hairdressing, stuff like that. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I went to Foster, and I was doing catering, and I thought I loved it. And they said, we're going to send you out work experience. Where do you want to go to do work experience? And I was saying, well, I did my work experience here. So I said, it's close by. I know most of the people here. I enjoy working with kids. I can do a bit of cooking, a bit of with the kids and young people and stuff like that. So when I did that, it just like it opened me path, and I said like I have to go and do that. And if it wasn't for the job centre, Jobs Bridge, anything like that, I wouldn't have known like about Foster, youth reach, or anything like that. So now in September I'm starting a youth and community development course, well, College of Liberties to
So did any of your friends say, are you mad going over there? Or have some of your friends come along and say, like, how did you do that? And could you tell me how to do it? Like, is there much interest among your friends in like what you've been achieving?
I suppose all I can do is talk about myself, but I know from my friends, they found it a lot easier to kind of get employment in the areas they were going to. Some of them did accountancy and things like that, and got kind of into the big firms. They kind of have a big intake of maybe 100, 200 people, and they found it around like that. To be honest, I probably would have been able to get into a firm myself if I had got my CV sorted in time. And no matter how many CV workshops were around and different things like that, I just said, yeah, mine's grand, I don't need to go that kind of thing. And realistically, that's exactly what I needed to do. I applied, again talking about that, but I applied for about 20 jobs through like the Job Bridge and different internships, and I'm getting calls back like continuously from stuff, and having to tell them, not for the first time in my life, telling them no, that I'm actually okay, I haven't worked, and I apologise for anything the day. But,
so the boot is on the other foot now?
The boot's on the other foot now, yeah, it's nice to have a bit of control over phones.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Maybe one aspect should be mentioned, the COVID, and I think this is very important for the country. We know that a lot of people, including young people, left into recent years. I think one of the great potential achievements of the youth guarantee is to create opportunities here, because most of the people want to find employment here, very close to where you live. And maybe beforehand you didn't see, maybe just a little bit of training was missing, or just a little bit of support was missing to find the right employment or the right business which you can join. And I think if the youth guarantee scheme works well, all this will be easier. Of course, if someone wants to work in other countries of the EU, it should be possible. But there should be fair chances also here where you live. And I believe the youth guarantee should help you in that. So we should thank the Minister and also members of the European Parliament who have been working on this in order to ensure that not only ideas but also concrete support comes from the European Union.
Your website?
There's so much positivity in the ground here, so it's like, and that's just just need to know that the support is there, because we've all come out of it pretty well. Like,
yeah.
It just needs to grow.
One of the observations I have, following on that one, the fact that you've got a bunch of people there talking about actually having their own business, and then they're going to create more opportunity for other young people to come into those areas of employment. I think that's an excellent outcome as well.
Thank you so much. I'm just conscious of the time. Minister, would you mind if we got a photograph of the individuals?
Yeah.
Because they've all given up their time to come here and talk to you today. So would that be okay? And we can...
Lovely.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Emer was on the committee of the European Parliament that designed the Youth Guarantee. Emer Costello, I think you just want to say something?
Yeah, just first of all, thanks very much, and I won't not to say too much, but just first of all, I am so delighted that the Commissioner is here in Ballymun. I think he would say that when we were working on the pilot and we had the application in for the pilot, every time I met the Commissioner I kept saying any word in Ballymun, and he'd say hold on, and we'll have it soon. So it's brilliant to see that Ballymun then was one of the successful pilots, and that it's great to see some of the outcomes. And as you know then, the European Parliament pushed hard because we had the idea, but Joan, in fairness, Joan, and when Ireland held the presidency of the European Union, we very much pushed the idea of the Youth Guarantee.
Irish John.
No, and it was a difficult job, and the European Parliament wanted to make sure that there was money. So now the project that we have in Ballymun, we will have €130 million to roll this project out across the country. And I think, as somebody said, there is so much positivity in this room, and I think that it is very important that you as young people get that message out, that the Youth Guarantee is something real, is something tangible, and is something that offers you the opportunities that you need to make a contribution to society, to your communities, and to develop your own lives and to take responsibility for yourselves. So well done to you, everybody.